Why do people buy land and not use it? Why people throughout the United States and probably different parts of the world, why do they buy land and essentially not use it? Like, not use it at all. The one thing that many of you all are seeing is the rise of vacant land investing, vacant land exchanges, et cetera, whether it be residential land, whether it be commercial land, whether it be rural land, um, it can be industrial land, et cetera, et cetera. There are so many people throughout the United States that buy land and have bought land over the last 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 years. And that land, for whatever reason, is just sitting. So, one of the main reasons why people go ahead and they buy land is at one point in time, the family, either themselves or their family, had a desire, a want, a wish, a dream, a hope to go ahead and to build something on that land, right? I never forget it. Years ago, when I started investing in land, one of the things I discovered was that people had bought properties in a particular area in Nevada. People had bought properties way back in the 80s and the 70s and whatnot. I never forget it. I mean, it was one particular property. It was a large land parcel, and this lady had it for like almost 50 years. And the objective was not to hold the land. The plan early on was to build on the land. For whatever reason, she and her family just never got along, never got around to it. People have a hope to go ahead and build something on that property one day. One of the other reasons as to why people go ahead and buy land way out in the middle of nowhere is they want to go ahead and pass it along to their children or to their children's children. Another reason why people go ahead and buy land is to go ahead and to hold it, to lease it, right? Thinking that someone is going to go ahead and lease that property. Another reason people go ahead and buy land is to hopefully bank it for a period of time, and then hopefully it increases in value, and then they can go ahead and flip it. And for whatever reason, it just doesn't happen. And one of the main reasons is the land parcel that they bought 20 plus, 30 plus years ago, it was never in the master plan to develop that community. And that land essentially just stayed flat. Why am I talking about this? This is an opportunity for you all. Okay. There are people that are out there. They're not necessarily waving their hands saying, buy me, buy me, buy me. But these people who have bought parcels 20, 30 plus years ago, that bought these parcels for 8 to 10 to 12,000, 15,000, $20,000, and they're just sitting on these parcels. Lots of times they will take 10 cents, 20 cents on the dollar. Even though they bought at this price up here, they'll be willing to go ahead and take this price down here. Why would they be willing to go ahead and do that? Property taxes, aka holding costs. Over that period of all of those years, what has been happening is these owners are still responsible for these property taxes. They pay these property taxes every single year. And slowly but surely, If you've been paying it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you begin to ask yourself, okay, what are we really going to do with this property? And essentially, what they begin to think is, well, let's just go ahead and cut our losses. It happens all day, every day. They'd be willing to sell at a discount. Another thing they'd be willing to go ahead and do is to go ahead and sell to you for monthly payments, aka terms. They'd be willing to sell their property for so much down, so much a month. A lot of these owners don't even necessarily want a down payment. They'll take monthly payments for their lot. They'll do that all day long. There's so many reasons as to why people go ahead and buy property. There is a hope, there is a dream, there is a wish. I want a piece of the American dream, and I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something. Lots of times, human nature, it comes back to this human nature, basically saying to yourself, you know what? And it's subconscious. It's just like, I had a hope and a wish and a dream one day, and then all of a sudden it just dies. It just goes away. Right? So this is a phenomenal opportunity for a lot of you all. A lot of you live in areas where there are some phenomenal opportunities. I'm going to go ahead and kind of move my camera around a little bit. You all can see the map in the background. And I have that because I go ahead and I put like little pins on places that I go ahead and I'm interested in buying in. There's some phenomenal opportunities in your state, right? There's some phenomenal opportunities in your county. There's some phenomenal opportunities in your city. You just have to find them. You just have to go ahead and find them, okay? A great indication of an area that's a hot opportunity is finding areas that you want to target areas that are at least 30 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half outside of a major city. Okay? 30 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half outside of a major city. Why? That major city is growing in population. Okay? And eventually, there's going to be some development that's going to go ahead and go outside of that major city. It's just going to happen. Years ago, I used to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's interesting, I still have some family that lives there. And one of the places that I used to work at, I can't believe the amount of commercial and residential development that's going on in an area like Charlotte, North Carolina, guys. It is insane, right? Guess what? At one point in time, we all lived in areas that were somewhat desolate. Now, I may not have been here. I remember seeing a picture of Los Angeles, California, back in like was it the 1800s or something like that? I'm like, that is not even the same area. It was insane. So, with regards to people that buy properties in these areas, just know this. There's some phenomenal opportunities for a lot of you. Don't necessarily focus on what people pay for these properties. Focus on what you can go ahead and pay for these properties, whether they be commercial, whether they be residential, whether they be rural. Either way, there's always buyers for these lots. And remember, the more options you offer your end buyer in terms of buying your property, the quicker your property is going to sell. Okay? Let me repeat that. The more options you offer your buyer, the faster your property will sell. This is one of the reasons I always offer owner financing on lots that I sell. Okay? If y'all found value in this video, please go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and share this with family and friends. Should you all need to go ahead and reach me for anything, feel free to go ahead and check out the link below. You all take care. Have a good evening.